an 800-foot pier that extended out into the Atlantic. From this location right here, looks like a new pier may be under construction. The old pier was destroyed by Hurricane Dora
long before modern condominiums overlooked the shoreline, before beach tourism became what we know today. Atlantic Beach was home to one of Florida's most elegant seaside resorts. Standing proudly above the Atlantic Ocean was the Continental Hotel. Extending from its front door was a magnificent wooden fishing pier stretching hundreds of feet into the Atlantic. It wasn't simply a pier. It was the heart of Atlantic. At the beginning of the 20th century, Florida's east coast was changing rapidly. Railroads connected inland cities to the ocean, and visitors traveled from the city of Jacksonville to experience cool sea breezes, ocean fishing, and a new kind of vacation. The Continental Hotel opened in 1901, helping establish Atlantic Beach as one of Northeast Florida's premier resort destinations. Its wooden pier quickly became one of the community's defining landmarks. Guests walked its planks at sunrise. Children caught their first fish. Families gathered to watch storms rolling in from the Atlantic. For decades, the pier became part of everyday life, fire and rebirth. History, however, rarely follows a straight path. In 1919, tragedy struck. A devastating fire destroyed the Continental Hotel. Many communities would have abandoned the site. Atlantic Beach chose to rebuild. In 1925, the Atlantic Beach Hotel rose from the ashes. The pier remained the centerpiece of the resort. Once again, visitors filled the hotel. Fishing returned. The laughter of families echoed across the wooden boards. The Atlantic Beach Hotel Pier entered its golden age. The golden years. Throughout the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, and 1950s, the pier became one of the first coast's favorite gathering places. Visitors fished for whiting, pompano, bluefish, Spanish mackerel and flounder, and couples watched sunrises, and children learned to cast a fishing line, and photographers captured memories that still survive today in family albums. The pier wasn't just a structure built of timber and pilings. It became woven into the identity of Atlantic Beach itself. Hurricane Dora. Then came September 1964. Hurricane Dora approached northeast Florida. Unlike many storms that quickly passed inland, Dora lingered offshore, allowing relentless northeast winds to batter the coastline for nearly a full day. The Atlantic Beach Hotel suffered severe damage. The pier endured wave after wave until large sections collapsed into the surf. A landmark that had stood for generations disappeared almost overnight. The legal loophole. But the story didn't end there. Rather than removing every remaining section of the damaged pier, owner Jerry Adams made an unusual decision. a short section remained standing. Why? Because maintaining a portion of the structure preserved the property's riparian rights and the legal option of rebuilding the pier in the future. Although reconstruction never occurred, that decision unintentionally preserved a physical reminder of Atlantic Beach's history for decades. Sometimes history survives because someone simply chose not to remove it. Why this story matters. Historic places disappear. Storms reshape coastlines. Buildings are demolished. Communities change. What remains are the stories. The Atlantic Beach Hotel Pier reminds us that our coastline has always been changing. Every generation inherits a different shoreline than the one before it. Preserving these stories allows us to understand not only where we've been, but also where we're going. Help us preserve history. Do you remember this pier? Do you have old family photographs, postcards, home movies, newspaper clippings? Every photograph tells a story. Every memory preserves another piece of Northeast Florida's coastal heritage. If you have materials you'd like to share, contact me at jeremy@sandbarsofasurfers.com. Together we can preserve the history of the First Coast, one story at a time. I am Jeremy Cook. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Forgotten First Coast, a Sandbar Sofa Surfers Academy documentary series dedicated to exploring the history hidden beneath the tides. If you enjoyed this episode, visit sandbarsofasurfers.com to read the companion article, download educational resources, and explore historical timelines and graphics created specifically for this episode. Join us next time as we uncover another forgotten story from Florida's First Coast. Because history isn't gone. It's waiting to be rediscovered.
The Continental burnt down in 1919. It was a severe fire, and it took a lot for them to rebuild, which I believe was rebuilt in 1926, I want to say, or thereabouts. But after the rebuilding, after the fire, the Continental was a grand resort destination for many families on vacation. Mostly just to experience this grand pier, which I'm about to experience some of the fun sandbars out there and catch me a couple waves.